Story time about how I fell in love with somebody that I could barely communicate with. So my first year in Spain, I knew a bit of Spanish. I could communicate, but I couldn't get like too deep into conversations. But there was like a level of Spanish there. But one night my friends and I were at a bar and I see this cute guy and I was definitely very intimidated to talk to him, and so by the end of the night I mustered up the strength to say "eres guapo," and then I ran away because I was scared he was going to respond and I didn't know what to say. Then the next weekend rolls around and we go back to the same bar and we see him again, and he does remember me, and we ended up exchanging numbers, and so we were texting for a few days and he wants to set up a date, and I was very hesitant to do this because I was like, well, what if it's just a language barrier? I don't want to be sitting at a restaurant and having to use Google Translate. Like, it's just not really something I want to do. But I was like, you know what? The only way for me to like learn Spanish is to like put myself out in a situation like this. And at the end of the day, whatever happens, I'll never probably see him again because I'm in a different country. So we'll just do the date and see what happens. So we end up going to a restaurant, and communication really wasn't as bad as I thought. I mean, yeah, we had to pull a couple of Google Translates, but at the end of the day, I mean, I'm sure I didn't speak perfect Spanish, but he was nice enough to not make me feel super insecure about it. But we ended up hitting it off, and a few weeks later we were officially dating, and now 2 years later we have a family together. But yeah, sometimes, you know, you just gotta get out there and be willing to embarrass yourself, and you actually might gain a skill or learn something new about yourself. Before I even dated him, I always would hear people say, you know, to learn the language, you have to date somebody that speaks it, and then that's like really the fastest way to learn. And I do think there's some truth in that, because I find that somebody that you date is much more patient and willing to give you critiques versus like a teacher.